Hello, 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 everyone. And we thank you so much for joining our second session of Kids Get Depressed Too. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be sharing this video a little bit later on tonight. I don't know what's been going on, but I can tell you guys that I am motivated and excited about Kids Get Depressed Too and its movement, because over the last month we've tried this. This would be we did it in April and we had technical difficulties, and then again we are going at it for Mental Health Awareness Month, and again I tried at this all day and we could not get it to launch. So I just said, you know what, let me go ahead. We had already planned that we were going to record and we are going to play. Nothing is going to stop these testimonies from going forth in Jesus' name. I just thank you guys again for tuning in. I thank you for the support. I thank you for the love. I thank you for the shares. And I just want you to know that this platform is not about me. It's not just about my family, but it's about anybody, any kid, any teenager, any young adult, any older adult, okay? You know, we know that depression sometimes starts in children as young as 2 years old. So, you know, this platform here is to educate, not to tear down, but to lift up. It's to remove the stigma of the illness, because a lot of times people don't want to come forth about not feeling well because it is shunned upon and it is looked upon as being crazy, when that is so not the case. Like anything else that goes on with the body, it is a chemical imbalance. So we're here to educate you tonight. We're here to share our testimonies. You guys heard my testimony in February, and tonight I have two people that are very dear to me that are going to also share their testimony. So without further ado, what I want to do is I want to introduce the first speaker on tonight. And I'm going to tell you guys that I met this young man and his wife back in 2009. And I can tell you guys, from the first time I met them, they were always very humble and very inviting, very loving. And I can tell you, you know, he's talked to me and I've talked to him and we've shared a little bit about our stories. And he's always motivated me and encouraged me. And he's been there to hear on times that, you know, things just wasn't feeling like it was fitting the puzzle. Now, maybe before I didn't understand, but on today, I am very clear on the assignment. And the assignment is to spread the word of mental illness. And I thank you so much, one of my accountability partners. I thank you so much, Lionel Hillary. Did I jack that up? Lionel Hillary, for coming to share your testimony with us on this platform. This movement is going to be so much. The revelation is so clear. It's going to be so much, much more for us and so many other places for us to spread this word. So please share with us a little bit about who you are and your story.
Oh man, thank you for having me, Lashaine. Thank you very much. Yeah, we met back in 2009, and immediately I saw you like as a someone I could look up to. I was inspired because of your leadership and your boldness. It was, and your humility too, kind of like a really great balance of both humility and boldness. And I always looked up to you for that. And to hear your story, I'm like, wow, how can somebody stand so strong and tall and have the history that she has? And let me tell you, you are inspiration to many out there. Thank you for what you do, and you know, for serving our people so boldly and greatly with the story that you have. My name is Lionel Hilaire. I am treasurer of Divine Potential Services here in beautiful Sunrise, Florida. Our slogan for Divine Potential is to restore family and empower changes in our community. So since officially 2016, my wife and I launched Divine Potential Services because we wanted to start something that we saw we needed when we were at our lowest point in our family. And it was, you know, pretty much trials and tribulations that happened with us raising our children, especially with our oldest daughter, caused this organization to be birthed. And so my wife really is the visionary behind Divine Potential Services, and we launched it and to build community for us, for our family, and for other families. So since 2000, really since 2015, but officially 2016, we have our 501c3. We have been serving our communities and have helped hundreds of individuals with mental health awareness, with financial literacy, with relationship coaching, or whatever they needed at that time. And so I'm also an author. I have just published my second book, and called Cultivate Your Calling. This book actually was a surprise to me because my daughter's boyfriend last year on March 29th of 2020, he was murdered in the streets of Fort Lauderdale. And so this would, gave birth to the book, and it's for young men and men my age. I'm 39, to really help them restore within their whole self, their personal life, their relationship, and in their career. So I think I read the book back. You know how you're like, you do something, you go back, you like, wow. So yeah, it's something that would have really done great for me when I was a brain fog father. So I don't know if you asked me to share my story. I just wanted to, give a little tidbit about us. But what was your question?
My question is just if you can share a little bit about any challenging times, anything that, that relates to mental illness that you feel comfortable sharing with, I know you said that you had a teenager that was struggling. You want to tell a little bit about that, or is there anything that you want to share? Or if not, we'll just pass the baton.
Oh, no. Yeah, well, for me, so my mother and my father are born and raised in Haiti. And so my dad, he was helping Haitians escape Haiti because they were under a very corrupt regime. And my father got caught helping Haitians escape. And the police arrested him and beat him for like 14 days. Wow. Until they almost killed him in the prison. But he got out, mm-hmm. and he managed to escape and took the boat. My mom and my dad took the boat here, and it took him about a week to get here. And all my dad knew when he came was to work, eat, go to church, go to sleep, and do it all over again. And so for him, he was not educated about spending time with his children and pouring and speaking life into them. So mm-hmm. for me, as I began to mature and, start building testosterone, I started to try to understand, who am I? Try to find identity when I was in middle school. But when I entered middle school, I was being beat up and bullied, teased, called all types of names because of the color of my skin. And I was being beat up on because I was Haitian. Okay. And that caused me to go into depression. And because they hated me, I said, must be something wrong with me. So I hated me too. I didn't like myself. And I began to really have thoughts of suicide. And when I turned 15, I began to smoke marijuana. And I got high so much that it felt like my head was gonna burst every time when I was 15 and I smoked marijuana. So those days were very dark for me because that's when I needed my father the most. That's when I needed support, but there was no one there to really support me. And I think that depression really, I kind of swept it under the rug when I got married, but it really went into my adulthood as well.
Yes. Now, I remember reaching out to you, and it was so vivid. I know when we did the first Kids Get Depressed 2, people kept saying, what's next? What's next? And I was just kind of really being obedient to what God had asked me to do. And I could remember on Resurrection Sunday, as many may call it Easter Sunday, but Resurrection Sunday, I took Victoria to the water park, and, just sitting outside, waiting for a friend to come, Victoria's, friends to come. I went on Facebook and I read a poem of yours, and that poem that I read, it was just beautiful. Do you have that poem handy, Lionel?
Yes, yes, I have it
Would you
handy.
please read that poem? Because that poem is the reason why we are even here today, because I read that poem and I reached out to Lionel and said, hey, Lionel, would you be a speaker for me on Kids Get Depressed Too? And that's how we are led into session 2. So please, that was such a blessing to me, and I'm pretty sure a blessing to many others. And you guys can also go back on my page or go on Lionel's page, and it is posted there. Again, it was that I saw it on Resurrection Sunday, but I'm not sure if you posted it the day before or what day you posted it, but please share it.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. So I have, it's called Dear Daughter. That's the one you saw.
Yes.
And then the one I wrote when you reached out to me, it wouldn't leave me. So I wrote one for yours too. I wrote one for your show called Kids Get Depressed Too. So Dear Daughter, I'll read it. It says, Dear Daughter.
Read both, Lionel. Okay.
Okay. All right. I was born to parents who were Haitian refugees, whom I watched labor hard for my siblings and me. Growing up, it wasn't always acceptable to be Haitian. Many of my friends claimed to be American, but were faking. We were always laughed at, picked on, and teased. People harassed and beat on us as they pleased. If she visited the school, we had to put clothes out for mama, because them picking on her would only add to our traumas. We didn't involve our parents. What could they do? They only spoke Creole. That's all they knew. See, later in life, I had you, a teenage father who didn't know what to do. I quickly swept my pains under the rug, a man who's a broken boy that needed a hug. I watched friends die, but had to bury my sorrows. Although Steve got shot, I had to work tomorrow. Not making excuses, but it was tough growing up Black. If I made more than them, I was always attacked. But I had a family to look after, and I was forced to move on. I raised you while I was broken, but pretend that I was strong. I hope you can forgive me for all my toxic ways. And from now on, let's enjoy better days. I call you my twin, in whom I'm proud. I knew you were gifted, without a doubt. I'm cheering for you with every move that you make. My unconditional love can't be taken away. I love you. This I hope you remember. You're my girl, and that's forever. So that was Dear Daughter.
There, and that was beautiful. And then I remember you made one for me and asked me, and please share that one, because that was so dear to me. And I thank you, Lionel. I thank you so much for coming on. And after you share, then we're gonna go ahead and bring Leonie up. But thank you so much.
Okay, so this one is Kids Get Depressed Too. At 15, I'm thinking about my life and how much I hate it. Thoughts of my dad not being there and how bad I want to trade him. The pain hurts so bad, nothing seems to work. Money, sex, and drugs only multiplied the hurt. I'm numb and broken now, so anger is where I start. Doesn't matter how much love you show me, you'll never access my heart. My thoughts are all over the place. I don't know what to believe. Should I take my life or should I spare it? Somebody help me, please. Here's something you've neglected or probably never knew. In case no one ever told you, kids get depressed too. I'm willing to give life a second chance, but I need something that's real. If I can find community that's genuine, then my heart can heal. I have a dream for a family. They'll never experience this pain. I'll help fathers return homes. The narratives won't be the same. From now on, no matter what they tell you, here's the truth. Reach back and help our children, because kids get depressed too.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. Yes, I love it.
Thank you.
Lionel, God bless you. You need to go to poetry and share that one. That is amazing. That really, really is amazing. And I tell you, people overlook the children so much, and they do. You know, a lot of people don't even, a lot of the youth, they don't even understand what they're feeling at that time. But a lot, you know, I was a marijuana smoker at once too, and that's what people do. They just tend to cover it up. We
Yes.
self-medicate to cover it up, to feel better. So, again, this is a transparent platform for people to be able to share. And this is not for us. This is for God to get the glory. And it is to allow people to understand that it is okay to not be okay, as long as you don't stay not well.
Okay.
So
Right.
yes, so I thank you so much, Lionel. God bless you. And right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring Leonie. You guys know I was a little jacked up earlier. If you go back and you look at the live, I called her Leonie Dubois. Okay, no, that is not her name. My sister by birth, both of us, our maiden names are Hudson's. But she is married and she is Leonie Duffus. And I can tell you, this woman here, one of my favorite people, okay? Always there to wipe my tears, always there to pick up my slack, to straighten me out, to tell me about myself when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I love her dearly. She is a great woman of God, beautiful inside and out, beautiful inside and out. And I just thank her for coming on this platform and sharing her testimony. As me and Lionel had spoke. Of course, me and Leonie are sisters, so we know each other's story. However, I was just so grateful when she said yes and she was willing to come and share, because she is a huge part of my story. And when my book is launched, you guys will understand why I say she is a big part of my story. So my sister that actually sits right here beside me, here she is.
Hi.
This is Leonie Duffus. I'm sorry.
Hi, everyone. Hi, my name is Leonie Duffus. I just wanted to come and share my story as Lashaine, my sister.
Come closer.
Lashaine, my sister, already kind of introduced, myself. As for me, some people can go back and pinpoint and tell you what triggered their depression, but for me, I can't pinpoint my depression. I know as far as my depression, it started very early. I was always a straight A student in elementary school. And when I say my depression started early, I mean early. I was actually held back in the first grade because and it'll all make sense, but I'm trying to give you a backlog as to why I say it started early, but I couldn't pinpoint. I was actually held back in first grade for not being able to perform the way I should. After first grade, I kind of got it together, always more so on the introverted side. In elementary school, I was always one to say I hated people throughout my youth. I would always say I hate people. I was always extremely angry, very bitter, and I could never pinpoint. It's not until when I got into high school and I just found myself to be extremely withdrawn. And I put my mom aside and asked her, I told her I needed to speak to someone because my frustration, my anger, it was just on another level. And she found me a psychologist, Dr. Smith, I would never forget. And she helped me. A lot of things that I witnessed throughout my youth was drastic changes in my weight. I could not gain weight for the life of me because my appetite was extremely decreased. I could not focus at a point as to why I was held back in first grade. But at that point, I could not articulate. I didn't know at that age. I actually was in third grade is when I started to be, I was a bully. I would never forget, her name is Dana Quiery. Dana, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I was so mean to her for what reason, I don't know. I was so mean. We actually had in my third grade class a substitute teacher because my teacher went out on maternity leave, and our regular teacher went out on maternity leave, and we got a substitute teacher for like 4 months, and she was pregnant. And I gave this lady the hardest time. And being a mother now, knowing what pregnancy is about, if I were to see her, I would apologize to her. I was really, really, really bad, really, really, really mean. And at that point, I couldn't pinpoint it, but I wasn't feeling good about self. I was extremely unhappy with self, and I could not put it into words and articulate why I was feeling this way. I just thought it was normal to walk around feeling angry, normal saying, I hate people, I hate this. I thought it was normal, but it's not normal. It's not until when I got into, counseling, Dr. Smith, where I was able to speak to her twice a week and spill my feelings out, put my feelings, stop wearing my emotions on my sleeve and talk to someone about it. And after talking to someone about it, I felt better. Yes, I had to medicate, for maybe, I want to say 6 months to a year before I started to, feel better to where I said I didn't need it. I was able to wean myself off. But yes, a lot of people, we think that it's normal to walk around, wake up every day and not feel good and think it's just a part of life. No, we should be happy. We should wake up and want to live. We should wake up and want to progress in life and not feel like walking in stagnation is normal. That's not normal, So I'm grateful for having a mom that listened to me, that when I said to her, Mom, I'm not feeling good, she found someone and I spoke to her. It was like night and day. Like, I wish I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have done it sooner. If, of course, in first grade, I didn't know, but depression starts as early as 2. It could have been prevented, is what I'm saying. But then again, everything in life happens for a reason. But I strongly encourage, if you're not feeling well, speak to someone. It's okay. It's okay. Speaking to someone it's not the end all of anything. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of feeling better. It's the beginning of living, because waking up feeling bitter, angry, suicidal, that's not living. That's not life. So on behalf of it being Mental Awareness Month, I just wanted to give you guys some information. If it's not you, maybe you know someone, Between 2007 and 2018, depression has increased over 57% in children alone. In children alone. A lot of people don't know that depression is a genetic disposition, meaning that if your parents or if it's within your bloodline, your family, most likely, not saying that you would stem from, you're gonna be depressed or whatnot, but it's a very high rate that you may, feel depressed or walk around depressed. Some people, we don't know where it comes from, but if you were to go back and trace it and ask your mom, your aunts, your dad, your uncles, you'd find out a lot,
Yes.
There is something I came across, Psychcom. It's spelled psycom.net. If you go on that website, it's a 3-minute quiz that you can take, literally 3 minutes, maybe less than that. And based off of your answers, it will tell you, depressed, highly depressed. It'll, give you some information as to where you lie. And it's not only for depression. It's anxiety, bipolar disorder, PTSD, things like that.
Can you repeat that site one more time?
Sure, it's psycom.net. And once you type that in, you're going to scroll down a little bit and you're going to take a quiz. You select whether you want to take a quiz on depression, anxiety, bipolar, take 3 minutes out of your day. These 3 minutes can save a life, save your life. It's worth it. I just want everyone to know that depressed children become depressed adults if it's not dealt with, you know? It
Yes.
doesn't hurt talking to someone. It doesn't hurt opening your mouth and saying, I just don't feel good. It's okay. It's okay. Especially times like this, it's okay. I promise you, it's okay. Walk around with negative thoughts, withdrawn, you know, sit up with your, shoulders back. It's okay. It's okay. I promise you. Been there, done that. I promise you. Been there, done that. It's gonna be okay.
Amen.
It's going to be okay. Talk to someone. If you don't open your mouth,
Nobody knows.
no one knows. I was extremely depressed for a very long time, and no one knew. I just thought, being angry and bitter was normal. I just thought that was a part of my makeup, just a part of me. I didn't know. I didn't know, but I knew one morning when I woke up, I know this is not normal. This cannot be normal the way I'm feeling today. And I thank God my mom found me someone. Do research. If you don't, even if you don't feel comfortable talking to a parent, we have the World Wide Web now. I have a depression hotline. If you're feeling depressed, suicide hotline. The number is 1-800-273-8255. Call this number if you're not feeling good. It's okay. Once again, that number is 1-800-273-8255.
And please share with them your social media connects in case they want to reach out to you.
My social media connects.
Do you have any now?
I don't remember.
Your Facebook what's your Facebook?
Leonie Duffus on Facebook.
Leonie Duffus. That's a start.
That's a start. Instagram, I don't know my Instagram. I don't really use Instagram. I think I have one, but I don't know the name.
That's okay.
I'm
you guys
sorry.
reach out to her on Facebook.
Leonie Duffus.
Leonie Duffus, and that's Leonni, last name Duffus. Leonie Duffus, my beautiful little butterfly sister.
I love you.
I just thank you so much for coming, and I just thank you for being transparent and always being there for me. I can tell you guys that this one right here, if she's for you, she for you. And I can tell you, she is always picking up my missing pieces and putting them back together. Guys, this is what this platform is all about. It is about transparency. For Lionel and Leonie, I thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Again, guys, you can reach out to any one of us. I have another video that I had some professionals on there, some psychologists, therapists. Again, it's not okay to stay not feeling well. And, we just want to tell people our stories so they can understand and they can relate. We, all the glory belongs to God. Like I tell you guys earlier today, up until today, if I was not certain, I am absolutely certain that this platform that I have created is what God needs me to be doing in this season. Because there is no way, even getting on the phone on this Zoom, and Lionel said, you can just go to your Facebook. Guys, when I went to Facebook and just tried to share, it said that my camera from Facebook would not even work. This is from a whole different device. So I can tell you guys that this assignment here it's bigger than me.
Yes.
It's bigger than Lionel. It's bigger than Leonie. It's for generations and generations and generations to come. Just like high blood pressure, diabetes, migraine headaches, it's okay for your serotonin level to be off, and it's okay to put some serotonin back in to feel better. You can either get natural serotonin or you can get one from a doctor. It's okay. It's all about the foods that you eat, the things that you put in. So it is okay. And sometimes you just need to talk to somebody. Yes. It's breathing exercises. It's a lot of different things that you can do to feel better, as well as Leonie has shared different numbers, phone numbers, and different websites for you to get on. That poem, Lionel, if you could post it, if you can share it, because you know me, and if you can please share it, it was so awesome. I thank you so much. I thank you, Leonie, so much. And what I am going to do is do as my spiritual mom told me to do. Okay. She told me to record, and we're going to share it later. So guys, I am going to record it. Well, we have recorded it. Excuse me. We have recorded it, and we are going to share this later. So please review it, share. It's not about us. We're not pushing an agenda. All we want to do is help. That's all. This is all I want to do is help. I don't want kids that turns into adults walking around feeling like the way I felt, feeling the way some of my family members have felt, because we know, as we know to do better, we do better. So thank you guys. We love you guys. Share. And until next time, God bless you.
Bye, guys.